Center court, the All England Club. The grass is immaculate, the royal box is packed, and 15,000 people are about to witness something that no one saw coming. Iga Swiatek, the defending champion, the six-time Grand Slam winner, the woman who, just 12 months ago, had walked off this same court as the first Polish champion in Wimbledon history. She had not lost a match on center court since. She was the overwhelming favorite, but standing across the net is a 21-year-old from Quezon City who has already beaten her before, a player who grew up hitting a tennis ball on a makeshift court painted over a basketball court, a player who wears a cap with an inscription that reads, "Once it grows, it cannot be stopped." Alexandra Eala, the number 29 seed. The first Filipina in history to be seeded at a Grand Slam. The world expects a routine victory for the champion. The script has already been written. Nobody is talking about Eala. And that, my friends, is exactly when the unexpected happens. 7-6, 11-9, 6-2. A victory that sent shockwaves through the tennis world. A victory that made Eala the first player from the Philippines to reach the fourth round of a Grand Slam in the Open era. A victory that left the defending champion with 44 unforced errors. And after the match, her coach, Joan Bosch, explained exactly why this victory changed everything. This is the story of that match. This is the story of how a 21-year-old from the Philippines stunned the defending champion. This is the story of how Wimbledon erupted. And this is the story of what Joan Bosch said about it all. Let's begin. The match was an instant classic. Swiatek struck first, breaking Eala's serve to take a 2-1 lead, but Eala immediately broke back. The momentum swung back and forth in a riveting opening set that lasted 84 minutes. Eala broke again for 5-3. She held her first set point, but Swiatek locked in, producing 3 consecutive forehand winners to escape and level at 5-5. The tiebreak was a thriller. Eala built a 5-2 lead. Swiatek fought back with a 4-point run to reach set point. Eala saved that with an unreturned serve. She saved another as Swiatek netted a forehand. Finally, on her fourth set point, Eala sealed it as Swiatek mishit a forehand long. 7-6, 11-9. The crowd erupted. The second set was a statement. Eala pressed her foot to the floor. She raced to a 4-0 lead. Her left-handed angles repeatedly pulled Swiatek out of position. Swiatek's quality dipped in and out as she rescued one of the breaks and gave it away in the next game. The final point came on Eala's third match point, a forehand winner that left the defending champion with no answers. 7-6, 11-9, 6-2. Alexandra Eala had done the unthinkable. She dropped to her knees and rolled onto her back on center court. She gestured for more noise from the crowd. The defending champion had been dethroned, and then she dedicated the victory to her younger self. "I went to train every day after school with my ruffled socks, light-up shoes, and chubby cheeks. To younger me, this is everything," she said. This goes out to them, my family, and all the girls with ruffled socks and chubby cheeks. After the match, Joan Bosch, Eala's coach for the past 3 years at the Rafa Nadal Academy, spoke to the media, and what he said revealed exactly why this victory changed everything. "For us, it was an incredible match," Bosch said. Before this tournament, she had only won 1 match in a Grand Slam, and that was already impressive. Today, it was a gift to play this match on center court against Iga Swiatek, and everything went perfectly. Bosch was asked about Eala's remarkable record against top 10 opponents, 7 wins and 4 defeats. How does she produce her best tennis against the best players? "She has many assets in her game," Bosch explained. "When she feels good, she always gets the best out of herself. She has a lot of faith in herself, a lot of confidence. She has, in her tennis, this ability to handle the power of others. The current players serve very well, and she is very good at returning. I think it's a bit of a mix of everything, but it's certain that she is an excellent player with many qualities." But it was Bosch's comments about the pressure and the support that truly revealed the magnitude of what Eala had achieved. "She is writing an important page in the history of her country, and we can see it with the enthusiasm of the supporters," Bosch said. I read somewhere that Alex doesn't just play for herself, but also for her country. Being close to her, I can say that it's true in a certain way. Every time she accomplishes something, she thinks it's incredible for herself, but she also thinks it's crazy for her country. And then Bosch addressed the pressure, the weight of a nation on a 21-year-old's shoulders. For some, it could be a cause of stress and additional pressure, but she seems to thrive in this situation, Bosch said. Of course, she is also stressed. She is young, 21 years old. She is still growing. Many players have been here longer. When you arrive like this on the circuit, it can be hard to manage. She has moments of nervousness, but she manages it rather well. That ability to thrive under pressure, that is what made this victory different. That is what changed everything. The victory over Swiatek was not just a win, it was a full-circle moment, a story that began 3 years ago at the Rafa Nadal Academy. In 2023, Eala graduated from the Rafa Nadal Academy, and who presented her with her diploma, Iga Swiatek. The Pole was world number 1 and had just won her 3rd French Open title. She told the players assembled in front of her that she hoped they would give 100% to whatever they did in the future. "I hope you will be tenacious," Swiatek said. "I hope no matter what you do in the future years, if you're going to do it the best way possible, I'm sure you'll have no regrets at the end." Eala took those words to heart. The success of Eala cannot be understood without the figure of her coach, the Mallorcan Joan Bosch. The same coach who accompanied Carlos Moya during much of his career is polishing a diamond in the rough. And that diamond has now proven that she belongs among the best in the world. Bosch has been Eala's coach for 3 years at the Rafa Nadal Academy. He has worked on refining her qualities, tactical tennis, and especially effective slice shots on grass. Eala does not fit the prototype of the current player, where power is above all else. She plays tactical tennis with sliced shots that work on grass. "She's an excellent player with many qualities," Bosch said. And now the world knows it. The victory over Swiatek wasn't just about tennis. It was about what Eala represents, about the phenomenon that has become known as the Eala effect. Eala's 6-2, 7-5 victory over Swiatek in Miami last year transformed her profile, particularly in the Philippines, where she became a national sporting sensation. Since then, the 21-year-old has reached the Eastbourne final on grass, won 2 WTA 125 titles, including Birmingham 4 weeks ago, and continued to prove she can challenge the game's biggest names. Every time she accomplishes something, she thinks it's incredible for herself, but she also thinks it's crazy for her country, Bosch said. The crowd on center court was a sea of Filipino flags. Thousands of fans had traveled from across the globe, nurses from Birmingham, engineers from Berlin, students from Melbourne, families from Toronto, each one carrying a flag, each one chanting her name. "It is incredible to have my countrymen cheering me on, knowing that we are all in this together," Eala said. By reaching the 4th round, Eala has now become the first player from the Philippines to advance to the second week of a major. She is now 7-4 against top 10 opponents, including 3-0 on grass this season and 2-1 against Swiatek. Bosch sees the support, he feels the pressure, but he also sees Eala thriving. "She is writing an important page in the history of her country," Bosch said. The victory over Swiatek was not the end. It was just the beginning. Eala's next challenge will be against number 13 seed Jasmine Paolini in the 4th round on Monday. The Italian, the 2024 finalist, needed just 66 minutes to defeat Maria Sakkari 6-1, 6-2. But Eala has history with Paolini. She was the victor in her only previous meeting, saving 2 set points in the second set to win 6-1, 7-6, 5 in the Dubai second round earlier this year. "Obviously, because I'm emotional does not mean I'm satisfied. So, next round?" Eala said. And Bosch agrees. He knows that this victory has changed everything, not just for Eala, but for Philippine tennis. "She is writing an important page in the history of her country," he said. But she is also writing a new chapter in her own story. A chapter that began with a graduation speech from the woman she would one day defeat on center court. A chapter that continues with a nation united behind her. A chapter that is far from over. "I hope you will be tenacious," Swiatek had said. Eala was, and she still is. The tennis world is watching. The fans are divided. The debate is raging. But one thing is certain: Alexandra Eala has arrived, and she is just getting started. And that, my friends, is how a 21-year-old from Quezon City walked onto center court and stunned the defending champion, Iga Swiatek, the six-time Grand Slam winner, the woman who had not lost a match on center court since she lifted the Venus Rosewater dish. But Eala was not afraid. She had beaten her before. She knew she could do it again, and she did. Her coach, Joan Bosch, watched it all unfold. He saw the belief. He saw the bravery. He saw the nation united behind her, and he explained exactly why this victory changed everything. This is the rise of a phenomenon. This is the rewriting of tennis history. And trust me, this is only the beginning.